Hey everyone, we're going to have Charlie Moore here first before Coach. He'll be in here in a second, and then we'll get Coach Leitao in here when he's done with the radio. So we'll have Charlie before Leitao here in a second. All right, guys, here's Charlie. You had a game-high 22 points in the loss. If you just want to raise your hand, we'll get started here in a second. All right, Ron Bailey with HurleyReport.com. You can go ahead with your question.
Okay, thank you. What happened? I think you were able to bring the score to about 1 point difference early in the second half, and I think they went on an 18-0 run or something to that effect. In your eyes, through your eyes, what happened? What precipitated that? What created that?
I think we just, got complacent. I think our effort wasn't there today. Our miscommunication. We didn't have the best defensive effort, in order for us to, within stop them from scoring. So I think that's what pretty much happened.
Okay. All right. And they had a number of guys kind of produce that probably weren't on your scouting report. Did that have a negative effect with y'all? Did that shock y'all a little bit, put you on your heels?
No, man. It didn't shock us. Everybody coming to play basketball like we are, man. Everybody coming out there to get a best effort. It's up to us, to stop them and do what we got to do in order for them to not feel comfortable out there on the court.
Okay, thank you. Good luck. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All
right. Charlie, is it kind of deflating, to see, Georgetown go on that large 18-0 run in the second half? And how do you guys, expect to respond following today's loss?
Basketball, it's a game of runs. I was just, as a team, I think we was upset how the run happened. But we used to teams making runs, and we make a run. It's just how basketball go. But that run they made was just, I feel like it was just we wasn't playing our style of play that we're normally playing on the defensive end, and that's what happened.
Next question from Steve Newhouse. Go ahead.
Hi, Charlie. We've got senior night coming up on Tuesday. And you do have the option of returning next season. Wonder if you've given any thought or had any discussion about coming back next year.
I don't know yet.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions? You got a question, raise your hand. All right, thanks, Charlie.
Yeah.
We'll have Coach Leitao in a second after he's done with his radio interview. Coach, whenever you're ready to make an opening statement, go ahead and then we'll take questions.
Just, obviously, as we go day by day, game by game, week by week, trying to capture something that to allow you to kind of grow and get better and maximize yourself more than anything else. And so, part of the challenge amongst the many things is at this time of year and understanding what's in front of you. And I thought both teams were very sluggish for the first 20 minutes. No rhythm, no collective energy. And so the score indicated that at 30-26. The turnovers indicated that by both teams. The foul trouble that they had indicated that. The fact that we put them at the line indicated that. So there are many factors other than what the naked eye shows you to say that both teams. And so I talked about it during each time out, and then at halftime to try to understand if we pick it up. And I thought at the end of the first half when we had a Charlie 3 and a Kobe 3 that would energize us. what happened in the second half is as their starters came back in, they probably had the same message told to them by Coach Ewan as I told our guys, and they got some early looks at the basket and some quick threes, and kind of demoralized us and got us from a workable margin to a 40-29 margin, and now you're playing uphill as we've had to do it. So for us, as I say, it's we got a small enough margin that we have to live in order to maximize ourselves. And when we don't live in that margin, you find yourself as we did today, kind of playing from behind.
First question from Ron Bailey. Go ahead, Ron.
I'm sorry, Coach. You were able to deploy full court press, picking up full court man with some success in both halves. How important when you scouted Georgetown, did you think that they were susceptible to that? And then number two, with hindsight being 2020, do you wish you had gone to that more frequently?
Well, there's a couple factors with that, in that you can be effective. Again, I think you look where Harris handles the ball for them a lot, so you can mix and match whether you want to extend your defense to the whole court. But what you don't want to do is and he did it one time where you just let him go 90 feet and get to the rim or make a pass and a positive play. Plus the fact that if it's not airtight, most teams, and that's why you don't face or see that many teams pressing anymore, have multiple open court players and decision makers. So if you're looking at Bile Ballet, he can shoot from the perimeter, as can Carey, who played today for Blair, or Blair can do that, and Pickett can always do that. So you got to be really careful about how you manufacture pressure. And then from our side, I'd like to do it more, just to sometimes speed up the game, or just to kind of keep the team off balance. But we are still in the process, at the end of February, of getting guys comfortable with for 1,000 different reasons. And so on both sides of those, that's why we only deployed a little bit, a lot, and we got to be careful about what the results are.
Okay, and lastly, same question, same coin, different question. Do you think, and they threw a little bit of a little zone at you, do you think that puts you guys on your heels?
No, zones, we haven't many this year, but we've handled them for the most part pretty much. I don't think it did anything that their man-to-man defense didn't do. They adjust. They played good ball screen defense, and they ice it on the side, and they'll keep Wahib or his backups kind of in a plug position to kind of play contain and take their chances. And I think that's the big thing in basketball analytics, by allowing you to maybe try to take some contested mid-range shots. So their man-to-man defense was effective enough in that way, and their zone, was active enough and had enough size where we couldn't see the driving lanes or moving the ball as much. But I don't think it hindered us any more than we were hindered in their man-to-man.
Next question from Lawrence Kramer. Go ahead, Lawrence.
Coach, do you think the expectation for DePaul should be now, to be competing with the likes of Georgetown a little bit better than maybe the performance you guys had in the second half?
Say that again.
Do you think the expectation for the program now should be that you guys are competing, a little bit better with the likes of Georgetown in the second half when the game got away from you guys?
I mean, the likes of Georgetown. If you asked it about Creighton or Villanova, it's a different story. But Georgetown's going through their own transformation, like most teams. And I think, not to be long-winded about the point, most every team, very high, I don't know what the number is, 60, 70, 80% of the teams, because of all the things that they've gone through. Georgetown has gone through it a lot. UConn has gone through it a lot. A lot of teams in this league and in this country have gone through a number of different and unforeseen circumstances, and we probably lead the pack in that. So to ask a general question and have a very specific answer is very difficult, because my determination on who we are and where we are is more day to day. It's not holistic. I'm trying to win every day by getting our guys to do what we ask them to do a little bit better today than they did yesterday.
Another question from Steve Newhouse. Go ahead, Steve.
Dave, could you kind of take us through the 18-0 run by Georgetown and what the breakdowns were, both offense and defense, during that run?
Well, again, I think if anybody watched the game, it sandwiched in between an 18-0 run was one, offensive inefficiency, our inability to, one, get quality shots to a higher percentage, and two, to be able to make those good shots. To get the ball into the paint is our goal, and then you've got to be able to make, you got to make shots when you get in there. So that sandwiched around an 18-0 run was a part of it. The 18-0 itself, was a byproduct of a leakage on both ends. And I've said, either by watching us play, watching film, or statistically, we've been able to hang in there in spite of all the things that go on in and around us defensively, where our field goals percentage defense and our three-point field goal percentage defense and our points allowed has kept us in a place where we can be in games. And it's been, our inefficiency to make teams pay on the other end of the floor. And so when an 18-0 run, both of those entities, we're not at our competitive best.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Coach.